Hello, hello, hello viewers. This is Media J2K here. Finally ready to open this up. If you know what it is, you know what it is. Otherwise, you'll just have to wait and see what it is when we open it. I've had it for a long time now. It was, probably almost a year. And I haven't had a need to open it. I've always wanted to, I just never had the time. But now I have to open it because I'll be showing it off at a show this weekend, this upcoming weekend. So let's get into it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing if you do. Okay, I'll do this carefully. I don't remember the unboxing video Lenny I think it was Emily did. So I'm not sure what's under the lid here. So I don't know if it has the protection like the Sky Striker had. But let's see how we're doing. Oh, it does have the protection. See that in there? It does have the protection. Alright, it's got a whole other box. Oh, I do remember the corner guards. Alright, let me get that out. Alright, there were corner guards on the bottom too. And made it a little rough getting it out of there because it's really heavy. Really heavy, and it's not as easy to lift up. Okay, so now let's slice this portion. Hopefully it's got the protections. I'll do it carefully. I'll cut it to the side. As you can see, it's bouncing in there, so it's cutting the cardboard and the tape at the same time, and hopefully not the product underneath. And at the ends, ever so lightly. And hopefully it packed right side up. It did, but opposite. Let's turn it around so you can see. There it is, the HISS logo. Let's change the lighting with their own Semper Fi. 788 down there in the bottom left corner. Mars. The hazard symbol on it, I guess what it is, the HasLab up here in the corner right. But, yeah, see that's Semper Fidelis. Serpens. Maybe that's in the language of the maker of this HISS tank. Okay, got it out. Even that was tricky to get out of there. Oh, this toy is a 14 plus. See that in the bottom left corner? I pulled on the plastic, slid it out of that secondary box, but there was no protection here. So if I wasn't careful with my box cutter, I would have sliced right across the plastic, right across the top of the box. That's kind of a design flaw if you ask me. They really needed to put the extra cardboard in there just for that reason. Alright, let's get it out of the bag and then open this box. With it out of the bag, now we can see the artwork on the front. It's got the driver obviously driving, the gunner and the gun turret, and the, I guess that's a mechanic, walking as the sentry there on the left. As we turn the box to this side, there we have the mechanic with a tool. Looks like just a shovel to dig out the treads. Seems a little unnecessary, right? Why would a tank get stuck in the mud? But maybe it happens. I'm not a tank driver or passenger. So there is the back side with just the vehicle image and its armament, and here is the secondary gunner, right? I think that's the Ron Rudat selection, showing just the front end. That's a pretty cool picture, like 1980s movies. Alright, so we will cut this tape, and it doesn't lift that way. Looks like it opens on the sides. Yeah, looks like it opens on the sides. So I will cut that carefully. In a design win, the tape is at the top in the bottom and the back side, so you won't get a damaged front of the box this way. Oh, we didn't look at the bottom. Let's look at the bottom, because in rare, not rare. Well, in this case, rare, because, but let's turn this around. Usually it was the back of the boxes that had the technical data, but on this, due to the box size, they could put it on the bottom. So that's a little different. That is a little different. So there you go. You see all the technical data. It's got the double Diablo cannons, the HISS Raptor 2x5 blasters, the Cobra convoy lights, the Maul HISS missile racks. Those were the tiers. The figure, G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra HISS High Speed Sentry. I just saw a recent headline of a video that HISS tanks are not tanks. I didn't get to watch that video yet, so I don't know what that's all about. Oh, looks like I didn't need to cut the tape, but I will anyway. It's just that top one came loose after being in packing. But let me open the side I cut for now. So got the flap open, lower flap. These boxes have nice little finger divots. I'll show you. So it was facing forward, the finger divot. See that? So you can get it in there. I think this upper box for the figures. Yes, it's got the sticker sheet. Get that on film there. And the instruction manual, and then the protecting sheet to protect the 3 figures. So Ron Rudat's figure there. On the left of the Tactician in black, the driver. Oh, the driver's there walking on the side of the tank. And then the gunner with the shovel. Not with a gun. The driver's got the gun. The gunner's got the shovel. Shouldn't that be a little different? And then the Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander retro version on the card there. That's nice. That's really nice. Alright. And then the top. Yeah. The top and bottom. The top there and the bottom here, they're just spacers. So the figures don't slide around. We'll get back to the figures. Let's get the tank out of here. This one's got the finger divot too, makes it nice and easy. Close that. Put that over there. Turn this around. Yeah, it's got the finger divot there on the bottom. See that? So you can get it out of the box nice and easy. And the finger divot up here, so you can open this. Now, even had I cut through all the boxes, the product inside was protected enough, so nothing would have been damaged. That's good. It's good. It just would have been nicer if I didn't have to cut anyways. So this is the nose gun. Clips on the bottom of the nose, so it can shoot immediate lower threats. One of the sidewalls for the treads to give it the more original ARAH Real American Hero look. Tread for the other side of the HISS. I think those are tiers also. Oh no, here's the original. That was the classified version. These are the OG versions. There we go. I think that was a tier. Came with the, I think came with the missile launcher. And then the 2 canopies, I think that was always part of it. You get the classified canopy and the OG canopy, which is just the clear plastic that lifts up. This one has the sides that slide up. Kind of, the wing doors, kind of like the DeLorean. Take out this protector. And there is the HISS tank classified version. All packed. ready to be removed from packing. Let's see what we got here. Obviously the tank. Here are, I think, the guns that go on the top. Or maybe they go behind. Yeah, we'll have to place them correctly. Okay, right. Here's the guns that go on the top. The main turret. There you see the Cobra logo. That's the main turret. So those are those extra guns. Here are the 1 missile launchers. These were the tiers for sure, the missile launchers. You add them to either side of the HISS tank. And here's the other side. And there, that looks like everything else is just the tank. So we'll pull this out real quick. Okay, to protect the treads, Hasbro included that nice piece of cardboard. So there, I can set it up on that. Let me pull it out of the bag now. Now, it's extra wrapped in there too. As heavy as this whole box was by itself, the HISS tank, comparably by itself, is not quite as heavy. So that's good that it's manageable, more manageable, light, manageable. And then there's this nice form-fitted plastic cover that gives you the option to tear it off. I would presume these come right out to protect. I'll have to hold on to those to protect the treads when I don't have it displayed. But here the clip, the hatch, the little mini hatch slides up, and then you can pop in the missile launchers. If you don't want the missile launchers but want to keep the treads uncovered even, you could do that. I think these clip on under there somewhere. This one covers the front upper main tread there, wheel. This one seems to not, so the two would be exposed. Yeah, and see that? Keeps looking. They do roll. I don't want to roll it too much. The cardboard is still. Oh, no cardboard on the back side. But I would seem the plastic is hindering the rolling. So let's carefully remove that. Let's see, the turret turns. I don't want to pull it too much. There. So carefully pull it off from the top like I did, and it won't damage it. There, now it rolls really nice. Obviously, I did not on a level service, but it's rolling. Oh, not made to go backwards. Alright, so there you have the cockpit with the seat belt, the 5-point harness, the thruster level on the right, the directional joystick on the right, the thruster level on the left, the screen with the HUD heads-up display, some more buttons in there, you're seeing it right, and some more communication device. That's what that looks like on that side. The headlights, the running lights, and the Cobra logo. Right? If you wanted a tow hook, you could, but I think that's the light that turns on, the button that turns on the lights. You can see nice simple bottom. Oh, I need the screwdriver. But the ladder comes down. Oh, I don't want to break it. There. The ladder comes down so the crew can climb into the cockpit. Ladder comes down both sides. Carefully. You gotta be careful with that, everybody. The turret turns. And it lifts up. So, again, do it carefully, everybody. The back door, it's got the plate without foot pegs. That's a oversight. It's got the hook for scrap irons, rocket launcher, and the SMS, I think that's what it's called. So you can tow both of those units. All I have right now is scrap irons, rocket launcher. And then I'm trying to open this door. That seems a little tricky. There we go. It's a ramp. Inside there's one chair. There's a name for that chair. It's the jump seat, I think, is what they call it on aircraft. So I presume that's what that is. But it does have the Cobra logo. And the locker, no, not locker, the crew area in there, the where the soldiers wait, lights up also. Oh, look at that. Let's see. If I could see, yeah. See that? The lenses have Cobra symbols on them. So even though they'll light up red, if you're driving behind the HISS tank, you'll see that they're Cobras. Maybe in real life, I don't know. It doesn't roll very easy, but it rolls. Alright, so let's get the batteries in it and let's get it geared up. Okay, got it open. It was tricky. I had to start with a flat head and then roll over to the Phillips to keep unscrewing. And then I had to lift the plate off with the tip of the flathead screwdriver because it was just in there so tight. I would presume that eventually that'd loosen up, so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm about to get the batteries in there, and then we'll turn it over, turn it on. Okay, got the batteries in, got the plate back on the cover. That was more work than it needed to be, but I understand, safety first. Can't have these batteries falling out in battle, and then the truck loses all of its electronics, navigations, communications, targeting. All right, let's press the button and see what happens. Okay, there it blinked, and it got lit up. I wonder if they did that on purpose, because usually when you start up a big piece of equipment like this, things tend to blink, don't they? At least on your dashboard, even in regular cars. So you could see the red light. You could see that what I thought was a communication device, yeah, it looks like it still is. It's lit up. Oh no, maybe this side is the communication device, or the stereo. And that may be targeting. Well, I don't know about targeting, because there you have, seems like you have the big targeting. Oh, look at that. If you could see, there are foot pedals down in there too. All right. The headlights are running. And not the Cobra light, because I think that's another button that I just saw. But the tail lights, not either. So let's press the other button right here. There. So now you have, oh, the bottom has multiple. So that's everything. Blinks, turns on. Click it again. The tail lights, I don't know which one they came on. But yeah, see that? They're pretty bright. That's nice. And the Cobra is lit up there in the front, so that'll shoot down onto the box. You see that? And it's got the headlights running. Not the running lights, but the headlights, and they're pretty bright. So let's turn that off. Doesn't want to. Okay. All right. That. Wow. I'm thinking I got to read the instructions to get everything to turn off. There. Okay. You got to press everything a few times to get it all turned off. Now we got to do it again to get the inside on. Wow. Getting this door. Oh, look at that. It turns on automatically. I don't know if you noticed the light came on automatically when I opened it. See, it's off. Now it's on. So that's one less thing to worry about. All right. Now that we got it working, let's get it geared up. Okay, real quick. Everything clipped on pretty good. Still be careful. But this was, again, that adhesive plastic on the classified canopy. So you want to unfold it on the back side before you pull it off, or else you could have problems. And there you see how the wings open up. I will clip this onto place. But you see the missile launchers, the highly ratcheted turrets, and they're independent, not like the original version. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it does what it's supposed to. But the turret here seems to be getting hung up on some things. I'll have to look into that. And here you can pull this off to do some repairs. I'm thinking that's the power coil for the turret and the engine. You get in there. Oh, there, that must be the engine, huh? Those must be the injection lines. Okay, the ladder got in the way. Alright, let me clip this. Alright, it looks like it slides down from the top. Let me try putting it on this way. I don't want to break it. This thing rolls. I got the one side in. Let's try it. Nope. Let's try it. In the closed position. Let's raise those a little bit. There we go. Just a little elbow grease. We'll get you in there. All right. There you go. Got it canopied and turreted. And with its cannons, they also have ratchet movements. Once you get it into the slot correctly, then they can go forward at an angle and then at a steeper angle. See that? Oh, and they even roll out. Oh, that makes sense for launching. They come away so they don't injure the soldier sitting on the back of the HISS tank. Very, very thoughtful. I forgot that. Or I didn't pay attention on the video that Lenny and Emily did. There, and I put the classified covers on. They slip on really nice and easy. They do not click into place. They just slide right on and off. So that's something you'll have to be careful when you're switching them out. The joystick for the turret, I presume the turning and then the launching would just be pressing the buttons. So because they're independent, that's a little bit extra targeting. Like if you have an elevated threat and a not elevated threat, that would be your cannon positions. And then when both threats are on target, you would fire one trigger or both triggers at the same time. A lot of thinking there, a lot of thinking. But if you immediately need both on target, you'd have to release the lower or release the upper, and then they, in theory, would go to whichever one you picked you needed. Now, I'm saying that because I was talking to a tank of, I think it was an Abrams tank commander many years ago, and he said that's such a cool tank. His gunner could be aiming for one target, fire, and then he could already have another target in his sights. He clicks the button, and the turret on that tank would automatically move to his target. So 2 soldiers on that tank can independently target. Obviously, only one can fire at a time. So they would just have to coordinate who gets to fire first. So I'm thinking these independent turrets would work similar. Which one do you need to fire at first if you can't fire at both at the same time? All right, and then we have the nose gun. That's in a nice plastic case. It slips. Oh, maybe that's what I'm pressing. Maybe the nose gun goes in that thing I think is the button. Alright. Yeah. Alright, so the lights are just with the main button. And then these are the side guns, and I guess this is a backpack for the gunner. Let's open that up. Okay, here we are. The nose gun for the HISS tank. I will slide it into what I thought was the button. Alright, which is this thing right here. Not a button. Again, got to do it carefully. Okay, got it. I don't know how you're going to get it out of there because it clipped in there pretty hard. But it turns, it elevates, and it lowers. Then you press the buttons. There, you got the Cobra. But the turrets will get in the way of the Cobra symbol. That's just how it is. My Cobra symbol, I think they're supposed to be upside down, right? So as it's driving towards you, you see the Cobra. So if you lower the turret, let's get that on film. It gets out of the way. There. Can we see that? We'll turn off the lights real quick if we can. There. There, now you can see it clear, huh? And the lights in the cabin, can you see those? Yeah, that works pretty cool. Let's get our lights back on. Oh, they stay light. That's nice. All right. All right, now let's get the 3 HISS figures in there. The Cobra Commander is going to have to wait because I'm getting another Cobra Commander soon. And that's the one that'll have to go with this HISS. Oh, and I guess I could put these on because I'll need the backpack to see if I'm right about that. Okay, so check this out, viewers. Those guns have this, looks like maybe a handle for a gunner. And they're both, one is covering the other one. So see, you gotta kind of lift one up, move it out of the way, lift the other up, move it out of the way, or slide them both out of there at the same time. That is good for shipping, but bad for unboxing, because if you're not paying attention, you break those things right off. Thankfully, I didn't do that. Alright. It's not the handle, it's the mount. So that would slide. Ooh. Those are really tough. Oh, look at that. No good. Mine was all bent. That's no good. Look at that. I'll have to send a picture to Hasbro, see if they can mail me a new one. No good that they're all bent. Yeah, that's really bent. I'll have to slide it back into the plastic to get its shape back. You can't really see it's bent on film here, so that's good. And those are in there really tight, so it'll be rough turning them side to side. But can you see it bent that way? Yeah, you can see it bent. No bullet's going to be coming out of those barrels. Yeah, so got to be careful with those soft plastics, because this is what happens. But with the hard plastics, they dry out faster and crack. So again, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. All right, and it came with these 2 little things. I'll have to read what they are, but I'm thinking they take the spot of the guns if you don't need the guns, just so you have something there. So I'll hold on to those. And yeah, it's looking more and more like this is a backpack. You put this on the gunner when he's in the turret to protect him from rear shots. Let's see if it, in theory, it should cover the back of his head, right? Otherwise, you just get the sniper spirit up there, boom, the gunner's gone. Then the driver has to do all the targeting, driving, and firing. I will do this in order. The driver, of course, comes first, because without a driver, the HISS goes nowhere. Another Semper Fi, Serpens. I'll have to look up what that word means. Here's all the attributes of the HISS driver, number 99 in the series. Goes with the HISS. The top of the box says HasLab. The rear of the box, instead of showing pictures like the other non-plastic packaging, this one matches the technical shot. See, he's got his 2 boxing gloves, his pistol, and his rifle. Now, I think the way Lenny explained it is, if he needed to go fisticuffs, he could, because his drivers are tough. If his vehicle breaks down and he's got to walk it out, he needs armament so he could be protected from the enemy. Now, if you're into the G.I. Joe comics, you remembered that the Cobras didn't only fight G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe almost only ever fought Cobra, but sometimes there was enemy countries working in tandem with Cobra, or, like in the special missions issues, G.I. Joe had to deal with other enemies. So, in theory, Cobra could be fighting like the October Guard, or allies of the USA, or just anti-terrorist militaries in other countries that don't want Cobra's influence. So Cobra's not only going to be fighting G.I. Joe. So that's why you would, as I was saying, the HISS tank breaks down wherever it is, and then they got to fight their way out. Like if the Joes are surrounding, they wouldn't just let the driver walk away. But if a foreign military were fighting, they may attack the HISS from a distance, not have many troops on the ground, and then this driver would be stranded with his crew if they survived the disabling of the HISS tank as well. So they could all go out fighting. Alright, I'm going to have to cut off these tags that hold the figure in place. Alright, I'm a newbie to these box classifieds. Plasticless packaging. That's what they call it. Alright, finally got the figure out. I was trying with pliers. I was trying with my box opener, cutter. You fold down the flap, fold the slide flap, and then you can cut. I call them tags before. They're not. They're like bands. I was trying to cut the band off from behind, and it just wasn't working. So if you fold these flaps down, if you have foldable flaps, I guess, that's an easy way to get the figure out. And then, let's see, here's his driver's armament locker. It's got the handles and the secure latches. Alright, I'll pull this out. Yeah, they're in the bag, so I don't think for this weekend, I don't need the weapons. So I won't open the bag of weapons. But they all feel like they're in there. Hopefully they're not bent like the Gatling gun. So that'll go and stay in the locker for this weekend. Because inside the cabin, the driver... Oh, this is a pretty cool figure, though. Well, I should give him a sidearm, right? This is a cool figure. He's got the mobility. I don't want to twist him too much on the waist. But here, his driver. Now, let's just try the backpack theory. Yeah. Yeah, so it does work for the gunner. Well, there, you saw that, right? Kind of works. Kind of works. I don't think I have it backwards because the Cobra logo. But if the figures has got his arm out, yeah, there's no peg, so maybe it's not. Oh no, it's supposed to slide into the straps there. That's what it looks like. Maybe the gunner has better straps, because this one, unless I'll have to read, when I was setting up the HasLab Sky Striker, there was those rockets, the flame, and I was looking, I didn't bring all the paperwork with me for the Sky Striker to where the expo I was at, so I didn't know what to do with those flames, and I was like, and then I was looking for all the paperwork, and I was like, I don't have all the paperwork, so I was looking, and then I had to Google it, then I figured it out, and then I saw on Google, online, those flames, the two flames that don't connect to the missiles, which are obvious, go to the bottoms of the ejection seats in the cockpit of the HasLab Sky Striker. So this thing could be totally unrelated to what I think it is. But I'm going to carefully put the driver in the seat belts. Give me a few seconds. Okay, let's see. The seat belt clips on here at the harness connector like it would in real life. So you release that, and these waist belts have a lot of flexibility, a lot of slack, and now we can slide the figure. I don't know how bent his legs need to be. You slide the figure between the seatbelt into place, strap the harness over him. The joystick does have articulation, so does the thruster. But I don't know that his hand fits around the joystick. And then you'd have to twist the wrist to get it on the thruster. Now let's see if the driver's seated correctly. This should clip back in place. But it looks like you gotta stretch quite a bit. Alright, well, I won't waste your time with that now. Yeah, it doesn't, there's no wiggle, there's no slack in the bottom. So, I remember watching Todd McFarlane when he was showing off the brand new 1989 Batman Batmobile at his 7-inch line for the DC Multiverse. He was about to put Batman into the cockpit and he couldn't, so the video edits, it cuts, and then it cuts to Batman already in the cockpit. So if Todd McFarlane, who made the toy, was struggling with it, I think it's okay that I'm struggling with it too, and not going to waste your time. Alright, so let me put the driver box away. Let me get the gunner now. Now, after we paid for the HISS, they sent the vote out. Oh, I forgot the gunner was a woman figure. They sent the vote out as what would be the third figure, and you had the 6 options of color to pick of the Ron Rudat design of the HISS gunner that never made it into production back in the 80s. And so I was able to vote for that figure because I saw a YouTuber showing off the link. But Hasbro never contacted me to do that directly, so I don't know how people knew about it when they knew about it. I only heard about it, watched from a YouTube video. So I went and I placed my vote, but it seemed like if I was able to make the vote, anybody could have made the vote, whether they had purchased the HISS tank or not. Hasbro was advertising it as purchasers of the HISS tank, HasLab HISS tank, would be able to vote on the color scheme of the Tactician figure. But I didn't get that email, if it was an email. So here is... Now let's see if the backpack fits on her. Maybe that's it. Maybe the backpack was made for the... Oh no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. This gunner figure is way too narrow for this shield. So I got to figure out where this shield goes. Alright. There are no pegs down in there, but her hands do fit over the steering wheel. But again, the steering wheel is flexible plastic, not very hard, so be careful as you're sliding her hands on and off. There, got her. Got her in place. Oh. That left hand doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, there. See that? The woman gunner is in place, ready for battle. The driver is driving, ready for battle. Weapons are loaded, ready for battle. We'll get the Tactician, and oh, here's her box. Her weapons are in there. Her locker, I mean. We'll get the Tactician. The gunner, let's see what she comes with. She comes with the same rifle as the driver, but with a bayonet, another rifle, pistol, 2 boxing gloves also, a pickaxe, and the shovel. Again, that's to dig the HISS out of the stuck position that the driver got it in. Now let's open Ron Rudat's winning design for the Tactician. The Tactician comes with the same rifle as the gunner, the same pistol, and the same boxing gloves as the gunner and the driver. So they all come with the same pistol. The gunner and the Tactician come with the same rifle. The driver has the same rifle too. They all got the same armaments. Okay, so they are a full team. And here's a Tactician. Now, obviously, there was like a purple color and with a purple, and then there was like a red figure with the black trim, but I thought we needed the same color scheme, so I didn't go with the other colors. I went with black here, the black with the red trims. The helmets are the same, and that way the fans obviously selected this one majority out of the other 5. So we got one that fits. The other colors were cool, but they just didn't look like the HISS. And then Hasbro released the HISS team, and they're all the black and red also. So it would have been silly if we ended up with a odd color Tactician. Alright, got the Tactician out. It looks like it's the same body as the driver, just different color uniform. And that's that. They all have the same wrist gauntlet, communications, targeting. So I wonder if that means they could run the HISS tank, at least the targeting systems, remotely. Either of these 3 team members. And when I finally do get that HISS support unit, I think it comes with a Trooper, a Techno Viper, and maybe an officer, maybe they also have the same gauntlets, so they could control the HISS remotely too, which is very convenient. You can roll a few HISSes out there to be bullet magnets and missile magnets and keep your soldiers safe, and they could fire, and then return the tank back and then leave safe and sound. That's, instead of sending a drone, you send a manned vehicle, but you just take the man out of it for a little while. So let's see. Alright, in the jump seat, there's no seat belts. I'm going to have to look and see if the jump seat was supposed to come with seat belts. The figure fits in here. You just got to hunch him over. Oh, look, he doesn't fit in there so good. Let's hunch him over a little bit more. There, hunch down in there. Hunch down in there. Not ideal, but you can see. Let me get my glove out of the way. Not ideal. While I have the figures out, let's take a good look at this Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. It is the same card art that came with the classified Sky Striker. Just now the card is bigger, for obvious reasons. This is the classified version of the, I guess it was the 1982 Cobra Commander figure that came with the Sears exclusive Missile Command Center. It was never sold on card, and as soon as I guess they realized the logo looked too Mickey Mouse, they changed it to the Cobra logo that you see there. And so those are rare figures. But then Hasbro re-released it with the Sky Striker in 3 3/4 inch form, and now here in classified form. And they use the same body for the new classified retro Cobra Commander that will be released later in October 2024. I think that's when it's coming out. So this one can stay on card for a good while. Maybe I'll take it out one day, but it's more cool to have than to use, because there's no other Cobra figure with the Cobra with the Mickey Mouse logo, so it would seem out of place everywhere you go. Alright, full shot of the sticker sheet. I don't know where all these stickers are. Your own numbers, that's what those are for. If you don't want your HISS to be 788, you would have to cover the 788 that's on there. And then if you decided to go back to 788, they give you those again. Cobra HISS, Semper Fidelis Serpens. Oh, look at that. There are some Mickey Mouse stickers there. And another few big ones too. So if you had more than one of these, I guess you could have a Mickey Mouse layout. Just for your Cobra Commander though? Or would you put those stickers on the figures? Now I have the instruction booklet here, and there that shows how the buttons work, and I figured it out. It looks like the buttons will last for 10 minutes. The lights will stay on for 10 minutes and then turn off. I'm trying to figure out where the backpack goes. Oh, the chair rises. Okay, let me try raising the chair for the figure. I got the screwdriver in place. Alright, it's showing that plate can go on the front of the turret, which could make sense. Yep, that's where it goes. That's where it goes, to keep the gunner's head safe from snipers. See that? You can't see the gunner there. Oh, that makes more sense. But that makes a lot of sense, because in theory the HISS will be coming on from you forward. But if their opponents make it to the flank, they could get the gunner from the sides easily, or if they distract the gunner and make them have to turn the turret, they can get the gunner from the sides or the gunner from 180 degrees on the back. But the shield on the front is nice. It would have been nicer if the Cobra was red, but then that would make it an obvious target and everybody would aim for that red face. So eventually the gunner would get shot, at least, if not killed. The shield, if it's coming straight on you, you could see that since you can't see the driver, people would not want to shoot the shield because they don't see that there's a gunner behind there. They would try and shoot the turrets, though, and then the turrets would kind of be protected because a lot of the bullets would most likely hit the shield if you're not a really good shot. So there, that is nice. All right, so the shield on the front. The previous HISS tanks obviously didn't have that shield. Even the Megatron version with Reminisce does not have that shield. It could have easily had it, though. And this lifts up. I guess you can get the trailer, whatever trailer you decide to use. You would need to lift that up to lower the trailer hitch there, as you could see, and then you can lower the platform again. Oh, my glove. So the figures or the soldiers can stand, hold on to the railing, and go into battle. Alright, so I'm glad you're with me for all this time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for those of you who liked, shared, and subscribed. I will get better at these as we go along. Like I said, I had to rush this one out. Like the last time I had to rush out the classified Sky Striker, and that video hasn't been posted yet, so we'll see when this one gets posted. Alright, we're coming up on October, so if everyone wants to dress like a HISS gunner for Halloween, all the women can do that, or whoever wants to. But then, if you dress up just like a HISS gunner, you will look like the HISS driver. But you could dress up like the HISS Tactician, because he's got a unique figure. Let's raise the seat. Oh, okay, there. Now he fits a little better until he falls off. So let's lower it a little bit. There. Now it's a little bit better. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing, and subscribing. Here's the 2023 HasLab offering, the Cobra HISS. The 2024 offering, which I think was it was released in 2023, but I think we paid for it in 2022, the HISS. The 2024 offering is the Dragonfly that still has yet not arrived to purchasers. I think I got this in September or October of last year. So like I said, I've had it for a year. I haven't opened it. But it wasn't delayed much, if at all. Again, I don't remember. I just was happy when it showed up. All right, thanks for watching. And Cobra!